What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Blunt Guy. Hey! And we are back with another One Piece reaction. And today, oh man, it's the never-ending argument. The never-ending argument. I mean, look, I'm basing this off the thumbnail. You know, I seen Shanks, seen Mihawk, and the title of this video is he's definitely stronger with King of Lightning, featuring King of Lightning, right? So that's the title of this video. Y'all know this argument, man. Now, before we get into it though, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, comment down below your thoughts on my reaction, right? In the video that I'm watching. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? I know a lot of y'all are probably going to disagree with me today. I already know it. I know I'm gonna probably get a lot of just negative. Probably get. I might even get some thumbs downs on his videos because I know. But let me know. Let me know. Let me know how wrong I am. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how wrong I am. I know a lot of people gonna disagree with me, but definitely. Anyway, also follow me on Twitch so you can engage with me in real time. And if you want to get at me directly, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and join the Discord. I'm usually the most active in the Discord, so that's probably going to be the best place to engage with me. And if you want to send me content to react to, like the content we are reacting to today, make sure you're part of the Discord. I have a submission channel specifically for that there. And if you want to be part of a future discussion stream, got to be part of the Discord. Now, let's get into this video. The title of this video is He's Definitely Stronger. And this is featuring King of Lightning. Like I said, the thumbnail, when I went to go, choose this video, and when I chose it and I seen the thumbnail, I seen Shanks, I seen Mihawk clashing, and the title saying he's definitely stronger. It just shows me that this is definitely about Mihawk and Shanks. I could be wrong, but it just implies that it's about Mihawk and Shanks. And what we have here, I'm already know I'm probably gonna be, I'm probably gonna be a little triggered. Y'all know how I feel about this argument. If you've been following me long enough, y'all might have a sense of how I feel about this argument. You guys know that I am a massive Mihawk fan. I think that's pretty freaking obvious. I don't hide it. I'm very biased towards Mihawk, but at the same time, I am a bit unbiased, right? I'm not just clear like Mihawk is just beating everybody. That's not how I operate, right? But now we're reacting to two guys who are very biased for Shanks. Clearly, but I watched enough of their content to know how biased they are for Shanks. To them, Shanks is the strongest. To them, you know what I'm saying? Like, they usually got Shanks as the strongest. I feel as though there's been more evidence to show that Mihawk could potentially be stronger than Shanks. But I feel as though in the One Piece community, a lot of people just run with the narrative that Shanks is the strongest, or he's just like superior to almost everybody. That's like the narrative we get in the One Piece community, even when we had very little evidence of it. A lot of people like to bring up the whole Marineford situation, and to me that it doesn't showcase that Shanks is the strongest in the verse. Like, you're talking about Shanks showing up to a post-war. Like, these guys just fought, right? Like, they just been through a gauntlet. Both sides of the spectrum. When you talk of the Marines, you talk White Bear Pirates, they all suffered casualties. They all been worn out by battle. So Shanks shows up and he's like, hey, stop this war. Y'all gonna have to fight me. And a lot of people get it like, oh, everybody was scared of Shanks, right? Like, oh. And don't get me wrong, a lot of people were scared of Shanks. A lot of guys there were scared of Shanks. But Shanks didn't. First, let's get this out of the way. Shanks did not stop the war, right? Let's get that out of the way. Shanks did not stop the war. He made a threat. Sengoku stopped the war. Sengoku stopped the war. If Sengoku opted not to stop the war, they would still be fighting. Akainu still was ready to fight. Kizaru was still on the loose. No, let's just push that narrative to the side that Shanks stopped the war. He made a threat. Sengoku, being the leader and the smart guy he was, he had to realize that it would have been stupid. It would have been dumb. It would have been very dumb to fight another Yonko after y'all just got worn out fighting a Yonko. It's like if you go 12 rounds in a boxing match with Mike Tyson, right? With Mike Tyson, and you just barely beat him in a full 12 round match, a full 12 round boxing match with Mike Tyson. You just barely beat this man. And then Muhammad Ali comes up and say, "Hey, you want to fight me next?" No, I don't want to fight. I just beat this. I just barely got finished beating this freaking dog of a man named Mike Tyson. Why do I want to fight you now? That makes no freaking sense. You know, it's just sense that Sengoku would be like, "Hey, my guys are worn out. My manpower is weakened. We cannot fight another Yonko after we just struggled with a Yonko." It just doesn't make sense. But people would love to use that as evidence that Shanks is the strongest. I'm not saying that wasn't impressive though. I don't want to get this idea to say that wasn't impressive, because it still shows that Shanks is a force to be reckoned with, that, you know, people were a little apprehensive when he showed up, right? But come on now. Like, y'all gotta look at the context of the situation. A lot of y'all just see something and y'all just go with it and just like, oh, y'all just take it in the form of a vacuum. Y'all got to look at stuff in the context of a situation. They just went through a war, bro. It just doesn't make sense, right? But yeah, so I know these two, they're very biased towards Shanks, and you know, they're going to, of course, I already know that they're going to say Shanks is definitely stronger than Mihawk. I don't think there's enough evidence to say that as for sure that a lot of Shanks fans, a lot of One Piece fans in general, because they praise Shanks so much, as sure as they are about Shanks, I don't think there's enough evidence to say that for certain he's the strongest in the verse and he's stronger than Mihawk. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people get this idea that Shanks loses arms and then Mihawk stopped fighting him, so all of a sudden Shanks just grew exponentially. And I'm pretty sure Shanks did get stronger after that whole situation, becoming a Yonko, right? But y'all act like Mihawk probably didn't get stronger. Like, Mihawk just stayed the same power level as Shanks grew. What? What? Like, like, we seen Rob Lucci versus Luffy, and yes, Luffy is superior to Rob Lucci, but Rob Lucci also got stronger as well. It's just Luffy got that devil fruit, right? Like, Luffy's devil fruit. Come on, bro. My take on it, though, I'll give you guys my take, right? I'll give you guys my take. I think Mihawk and Shanks are roughly equal. Roughly equal. I would say, at the moment though, because of portrayal, right? I would say that Shanks might edge out Mihawk though. In a very serious battle, Shanks would probably edge out Mihawk at this point. Probably. But they're roughly equal in my opinion. Like, if anything, I would say it'd be like Shanks. This is Shanks right here. This is Shanks. This is Mihawk, right? I would say Shanks is like this, like slightly above that. That's why I will get in until I get something, because we didn't really see much of Mihawk and we didn't really see much of Shanks. So these are two characters we don't got enough information on, right? So this is just, I would give Shanks the edge, and that's mostly because of portrayal and how Oda loves to just make Shanks look like the greatest thing ever since sliced bread. Like, You know what I mean? Like him and Zoro, like Shanks and Zoro, just Oda just gives them stuff like, hey, I'm gonna just give y'all moments so the fan base could wink both of y'all, and you know, even though like come on now, you know. So but I already know to them it's just like Shanks, you can't tell them nothing, you know. But in Brago's defense, though, in Brago D Ace's defense, there was a previous video I did react to of him talking about Shanks and Mihawk. He did kind of give Mihawk the benefit of the doubt. He said, like, you know, because it was stated that Mihawk was a superior swordsman to Shanks. So, you know, he did kind of say that the story does kind of sway more towards Mihawk, but, you know, his bias did kind of like override that and everything. So, you know, but Brago did give Mihawk the potential, and he did. I want to say he did kind of say they were possibly more even, if anything, with, you know what I mean? So I could be shocked, but you know, we're gonna roll with that though. But yeah, let's get into this video. So let's prepare for this Shanks Winkathon. That's what I'm gonna call this video. The Shanks Winkathon. Yo, bro, I'm sorry, but these two, they be winking the hell out of shit. I like King of Lightning, I like BDA. I ain't trying to come at them, but they be winking the hell out of Shanks, bro. It's just pure winkery, bro. Like, anytime they talk about Shanks, it's logic fall. Like, they talk logical when it comes to any other character, but when it comes to Shanks, logic just jumps out of the window. Even though King of Lightning do be having some absurd takes in general, you know. He has a lot of absurd takes, in my opinion.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages across the realms? Of course, BDA as well. Yeah, listen,
time.
Yo, it's time. So we have both gone through some wild top 30 streams.
Yes.
For Strongest Guide to One Piece 2022. Yes. Brago had his 7-hour adventure. Yes. I had my 12-hour adventure. It was crazy. Yeah, I know. Woo. Yo, if people want to go all these streams, if you have the time to watch literally almost 20 hours of content between the two streams, then you can go in the box below.
Not gonna be in the comments talking about Telegram, okay? That is not us.
Exactly.
That is not us.
I'm sorry. I can't watch long streams, bro. And it's not even like I wouldn't. It's just like I got too much stuff on my plate to be watching long streams, bro. Like, so that's why like I didn't watch Reverie. I didn't catch it. You know, I was in the stream during that day as well. Like I already committed to a stream, and that was like 11 hours Reverie, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to go back and watch it because like it's 11 hours, and I'm not trying to sift through certain talking points and everything. So it's like, yeah, you know. I don't got nothing against them. You know, like if I had time, if I wasn't like doing stuff like editing and like doing making my own content and stuff like that, and doing other stuff that, you know, I gotta have a balance of a life, right? I gotta have a life balance. I also like I try to work out as well. I work out. You know, that takes time out of my day. I work out, I cook, I eat. You know what I mean? Cooking takes time, you know, all that stuff. You know, I don't have somebody cook for me. And I don't like ordering food and stuff, you know. And then there's other stuff, social life, right? You know, I gotta give friends time, some of my time also. And I also got to network with you guys that follow me and stuff. So it's like I don't be having, you know, I mean, I guess I could just let something play in the background while I edit, but it's hard for me to focus on two things at once. So if I'm editing and I'm letting the stream play, I'm probably not going to be paying attention to the stream. So, or I'm probably not going to be paying attention to what I'm editing. You know what I mean? And then that affects my editing.
I have no Telegram. He has no Telegram. So if you Telegram, shut him down. So let me go. I'm gonna give you like my.
Okay, do you have any honorable mentions?
No. No.
Cool.
I said not. I have so many cast my
Yeah. That'd be a lot.
Yeah.
I got you.
No way. Yeah. So first of all, my 30 is Rob Lucci. All right, the Gooch Master.
Okay, so this is looking like a top 30 list where they're giving their top 30s that they both said on streams.
Okay. After that, my 29 is Boa Hancock.
Ooh.
Yes. My 28 is Yamato, aka Yamabro. Yes. 27 is King the Wildfire. I know. 27 King the Wildfire, and 26 Marco the Phoenix.
Okay, that was a lot to take in off of the first 5.
I mean, Marco over King. Marco over King. I mean, Marco did. He did. In Marco's defense, he did manage to hold off both King and Queen. That's no easy feat. It's not. But at the same time, I don't think holding off strong characters equate to beating those same characters, right? Like Sanji, for example, in the anime at least. I'm not going to say the manga, but the anime. And the anime, of course, adds filler, so I guess we can't include this. But if you watch the anime made Sanji, he held off King and Queen by himself. I don't know. I wouldn't say he held him off as good as Marco did, but he held him off. He did, but he still struggled to fight Queen. You know what I mean? He still struggled in his one-on-one with Queen. You know, so... And maybe he did. I can't say he held him off. He just was fighting him. You know, he fought him. So Marco in a one-on-one, could he beat King? I don't know. They both are durable. They're both masters of durability, right? With Marco's regen and King just being a Lunarian that's also a zone, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to argue against Marco being over King because, again, Marco did manage to hold off King and Queen. And that, you could say, is a feat that supports Marco being superior to King, you know, versus I don't know if there's any feats I could say for King that can trump Marco's feats, right? So I'll go with it. I'll go with it for now. I'll go with it. And I'm somebody who used to go hard on Marco. I used to just call him a glorified tank, right? Like, just like he's good at just tanking abilities, tanking attacks. But as far as being strong, he never really impressed me. But holding off King Queen, I had to kind of go back and change my tune. I ain't gonna lie.
First off, we agree on Rob Lucci. Rob Lucci's my 30 as well, okay? So we agree on that.
One thing was about Rob Lucci, I really don't know
either.
If someone like Katakuri or someone like King the Wildfire could get done in like 3 shots. Like, and then I'm passing out. Mind you, it looks like he almost used or virtually used no hockey.
Yeah.
Like, it seemed like it was pure just devil fruit insanity.
That's the tough part of Rob Lucci, because it's like, is it just based off of how strong Luffy is? Because Rob Lucci's an awakened Zoan, bro. So it's like, I don't take too much away from him. I just like, Luffy's just a powerhouse at this point, right? And so I feel like he just...
Yeah, that's hard right there. With Marco, because Marco, we don't really have a good way to gauge Marco. Because ever since the time skip, all we really seen him, the only person we've seen him fight so far is, I mean, I think he did fight in the movie, but that's filler, right? So I think Stampede he fought. But he fought Gear 5 Luffy. The same Gear 5 Luffy that beat Kaido. That finished off Kaido. You know, I don't want to say beat because there's a lot of variables there, but the same Gear 5 Luffy that beat Kaido. That's who Rob Lucci had to fight. Right? He had to fight Luffy, Gear 5th Luffy. Where King and Marco or King fought Zoro. You know, strong Zoro, yeah, but he just fought Zoro, you know. Tough call. I don't know.
I thought about replacing him a little bit.
I'll probably put Lucci at 30 as well. You know, I wouldn't put him over King or Marco simply because he hasn't shown me enough to verify that he is over King and Marco. You know what I mean? He hasn't shown me nothing post time skip. You know, so it's hard to gauge where Lucci lies, right?
With other people, but I was like, Rob Lucci deserves to be here. Now, you said 29 was
Boa Hancock.
Boa Hancock. Okay.
Yeah.
For Hancock, why? I feel like that's a bit low, but give me your logic behind it. She has all 3.
Because even
remember?
during the war, but she has all 3. But even during the war, what do we see? Fruit. We see her ability. Even Viper says, "Hey, that ability's kind of busted."
She kicks
where's
Smoker,
her hockey? Yeah, she kicks Smoker, but like outside of that, like where's like because one of the ideas we had about her was that she had infusion.
I guess I gotta see the rest of your list so I can like, kind of make sense of it first.
So give me your 30.
Yeah, so mine 30 is Rob Lucci, 29 is Weevil. 20 is Magellan, 27 is Sanji, and 26 is Lucky Roo.
Magellan.
Bro, like this, I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna be hard to really dissect, you know, because I had to see how their full list look. I do like Magellan though, bro. I think Magellan is an underrated character, bro. Like the man, he pretty much he like mid-diff Luffy, like low to mid-diff Luffy. I'm trying to remember how that went down, but he beat Luffy pretty easily. He low diff the whole Blackbeard crew, bro. I mean, Luffy did get some damage on Magellan, so that's kind of a strike against him when it comes to his durability, because he was able to like hit him in the stomach, right? So, but oh, bro, Magellan's Devil Fruit is just too ridiculously. It's too ridiculously destructive. Like it depends for me. The environment Magellan fights in dictates how strong he is, right? Like if in Impel Down, bro, he's like a god, bro. Like come on now, he's like a god in Impel Down, because it's like if he's fighting somewhere where it's enclosed, I don't care who you are. When he goes start slinging around all that poison, bro, and if you ain't got an immunity to poison, even if he doesn't hit you, the poison is you're going to be in hell in that poison, bro. You're going to be in hell in that poison, and it could affect almost anybody, I would think. You know, it's kind of like Akaino's Devil Fruit, where it's like when all that heat goes around, it could start affecting how you fight. You know what I mean? And Magellan's similar. It's, you know, Magellan's Devil Fruit, just the destructiveness, and especially if he's in an enclosed space. If he's like in an open space, you could probably deal with it a little more, because it's going to evaporate into the air. The toxic fumes are going to evaporate into the air, and as long as you could just avoid getting hit by the poison, you might be good. But Magellan, I don't know if I'd put him higher or lower, because again, you know, he doesn't seem like he takes damage that well, so that might work against him against very strong characters. But let's go.
Explain, because people did this too. Like Magellan has been so.
And plus, I think I would have to make my own top 30 and then like kind of match it up, because I don't know how I would rank these characters. So it's like it's hard for me to judge others, because then I don't even have my own to really reference off of.
Phased out of the lexicon right now, and you're bringing them back. Why?
I think Magellan has some of the best feats in the series. When we have powerful characters like Jinbei, Crocodile, Ivankov getting folded by someone like that, you gotta respect him. The only issue that we have
at that point in time,
but I think even you think they've gotten much stronger today.
There's a good chance that, particularly
you think Crocodile,
which I guess
do you think Crocodile today is beating Magellan?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah. Because I think that we have to give him that kind of, like, we have to give respect to the bounty. So he has a bounty that is better than, let's say, other first commanders at this point in time. And you
see the bad argument right there. It's a bad argument. If it's not, we give respect to Buggy has a high bounty. Like Buggy's in the billions right now, if I remember correctly. Bounty don't always dictate you being stronger. It's like, no, that's to me, like, we don't gotta give respect to the bounty. Crocodile has to show something, bro. He has to show something. You gotta prove that he could beat Magellan. He hasn't. Just because he has a higher bounty now. Bounties. There's a lot that goes into a bounty. It's not solely just your strength level. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying Crocodile hasn't improved, and maybe he is better than Magellan at this point. Maybe, I don't know, but he hasn't shown anything to dictate that he has surpassed Magellan. You know, it's like, for me, when I hear people talk about like Zoro at the moment being stronger than Mihawk, it's like, bro, no. Zoro is better than Mihawk when he beats Mihawk. I don't care what Zoro does now. He's not better than Mihawk until he beats Mihawk. You know, the last time they fought, Mihawk no-diffed him. He folded him easily. And yes, Zoro is not that same character, yes. But it's like there's this saying by this famous wrestler, right? It's like one of the all-time greats, Ric Flair. He says, to be the man, you have to beat the man. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know about Ric Flair. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's like saying Zoro is stronger than Mihawk right now and saying that Zoro is the man and he didn't even beat the man yet. You know what I mean? Same with Crocodile in a similar argument. You know, Crocodile their last encounter, Crocodile was nothing to Magellan. He was not. He was afraid of Magellan. So until Crocodile pretty much takes his loss back from Magellan, he's not stronger than Magellan in my opinion. But let's let King of Lightning finish.
You could argue
the cross
he is, yeah, of course, without a doubt. But then you can also argue, just give him like the bare base of, let's say, Haki, and that Haki combined with, let's say, his actual ability usage, I think is going to be way more effective in a situation. Let's say someone like Magellan. Hey, let me give you my others, right? So, 25.
And I like how people love to pick and choose giving grace, right? It's like now we got to give respect to Crocodile. Like Crocodile's shown nothing, but we just got to assume that he's way stronger than he was, right? But then like people love to act like in the whole Mihawk and Shanks debate where it's like Shanks got stronger. People love to act like Mihawk couldn't have got stronger either. Or like when I was talking about Rob Lucci getting stronger compared to Luffy. You know, like we got to give the same grace to the other person as well. Maybe Magellan got stronger as well. Magellan's not a criminal, so he doesn't get a bounty to sit there and use as evidence as their growth. You know what I mean? It's easy when there's a character who gets a bounty, right? But Magellan doesn't have a bounty, right? So we can't sit there and take a new bounty from Magellan and be like, well, you know, Magellan increased his bounty, so I gotta give respect to the bounty. Like, no, bro, no.
5 to 21, okay. Right? 25 is Crocodile.
Okay.
2 billion bounty buff, all right? 24 is Mayo Rayleigh, actually higher than I put him last year, okay? 23, Sanji. Okay. 22, Zoro. 21, City of the Rain.
Okay, so I'll make an adjustment.
And this, I'm not gonna lie, this is like why I don't really like. I mean, I do, but I don't. I don't really like dabbling in the whole power scaling of One Piece because it's just hard when it comes to this series. Like, stuff ain't so cut and dry, right? It's not so cut and dry. Like, I haven't really seen enough of Shiryu to put him over Zoro. But I kind of agree with that. I think that Shiryu might be better than Zoro now. But it's like, based on what? You know what I mean? Like, based on what? You know, like, and I'm that type of person. I'm sorry. Like, to me, because I noticed with a lot of One Piece fans love to, like, they like a character and the character might have been hyped at one point. So it's like now and all of a sudden y'all just put him high for no reason or whatever, and it's nothing shown. So you just kind of, you know, and I do that too sometimes. So I can't talk. I place Kizaru very high because I think the potential of his devil fruit, right? But so I guess I can't talk because I do that too sometimes.
In here, right? Out of respect, and because I agree that this guy could be phased out, I'll replace Magellan with Crocodile. I'll do that. So I put Crocodile at 28 instead of Magellan. Okay.
There you go.
So
thank you. W.
Yeah. I can acknowledge that. The Magellan is probably some Magellan bias.
You have to respect.
There's probably some Magellan bias there, and you're right. I do have to respect the buff. I'll give you that.
Come on. Thank you.
The buff? You mean the bounty buff? So all of a sudden bounties are giving people buffs? Okay. I mean, this is their debate. It's their world, bro. I'm just saying, like, it's a bit of a janky argument in my opinion, but whatever.
So having really that low, I think it's kind of blast.
Low?
24?
No. Yes, I know, because Marco did better against Kizaru than Rayleigh did.
What?
Yeah.
How?
During Marineford War, Marco and Kizaru fought for a period of time. Marco was clean as hell for the vast majority of that combat, whereas Rayleigh was sweating at one point in time, sweating Kizaru, and even said, listen, man, listen, it's hard to do this right now." And then Kizaru talked to him and says, "Listen, Rayleigh, but you're stalling me right now. You're stalling me right now. So wait. Knockout power versus, hey, I have insane regen. I have phenomenal
What are you talking about? He was fighting,
I have a busted ability.
King Queen for 5 minutes, then he was done. Insane regen?
Well, hey, now it's actual
5 minutes, he was like, yo.
Wait. What happened after Zoro and Sanji come in there? Oh, yeah, he does the Imperial Shield thing, the Divine Tissel, and he blocks in the Wildfire attack.
Says, oh, he does this when he's past his limit. So he's already at his limit, and he does
who y'all going with? Marco or Rayleigh as superior? I don't know. This tough one. It's tough one. I would say probably I might have to give it to Marco, just because Rayleigh's just beyond his prime, right? And I think Marco's probably still in his prime, but more on the tail end of his prime. Like he's at that point where he's probably soon gonna could start physically degrading. I think Rayleigh's already out of his prime though, so damn, I don't know who I would put over the other. Honestly, I never thought about. I would probably give it to Marco. Marco's still very active. To a degree, he's active. Marco is active. Rayleigh is a lot less active, and I think that inactivity might hinder his overall battle strength. Using Kizaru, I mean, I get it. I do get why they would use Kizaru as the thing, because Marco and Rayleigh both fought Kizaru under different circumstances, right? Where Marco was kind of like bouncing around. Like in Marineford, you had opponents that were just bouncing around from each other. Like 1 minute Marco was fighting Kizaru, next minute Marco was fighting somebody else. Rayleigh, on the other hand, I think Rayleigh's whole purpose, it wasn't to just defeat Kizaru. He was just holding Kizaru off. And I don't think Kizaru's heart was really in that fight with Rayleigh, because his heart was trying to get Luffy and the Straw Hats. So I don't think Kizaru was going as hard with Rayleigh, and I don't think Rayleigh was going hard as Kizaru. But Rayleigh did say he, wouldn't be able to fully fight Kizaru, like if at his current age, where Marco had more attention from Kizaru, I would say. And he kind of held his own, so maybe I would give it to Marco. I might have to give it to Marco. I might.
One little final attack.
Wait a minute, this is Cap. Drago, doesn't this man block Kaido's blast breath before the Nika transformation?
Bro, Kinemon could do that.
I can't.
Raizo did that. Raizo did that.
Max Cope.
Raizo did that.
Yo, Rob Lucci loves a Copium
didn't
right
Raizo do
there.
that?
Get out of here.
Raizo do that?
Get out of here.
Didn't Raizo do that?
No. I'm telling you, Joe.
Bro, get out of here, bro. There's no way you're saying Rayleigh can't block a blast breath. Bro, he's using his hand freaking force field.
Wait a minute. Now, to be fair, not even Amaraki could block a blast breath. Uh-oh. So I'm just saying.
Wait. First off, he got caught off guard by the blast breath. We don't know if he could block it or not. Okay?
He was staring right at Momo.
Bro, he didn't think Momo could do it. Anyway, Rayleigh's definitely blocking.
I put Rayleigh over Marco, and I thought for me that was a big deal. I gave Rayleigh a lot of credit for that, even though he said he could not beat him at all. I gave him credit for that. But you want me to put him like extra high? No.
Listen, man. So 25 is Marco.
Okay, good.
24 is Boa.
You have Boa over Marco.
That conquers hockey types.
11
is King.
Okay.
King over Marco. Okay.
Cat.
Katakuri?
maybe I'm downplaying the regen, but I feel like if I had to pick between the two, King and what he showed against a advanced Conqueror Zoro with Enma, Buff, and Ashura, I think.
I mean, he just regen. I mean, he did just read it, ultimately speaking.
Yeah.
But I can see you're saying like his body.
I would probably put Katakuri over King as well. You know, and the reason why may be not, because it's always been hard for me to gauge post time skip Zoro, because King was literally like Zoro's, well, Kaido was like Zoro's first big fight, major fight. Well, no, Kamazo was a major fight for Zoro, but Killer's hard to gauge. So, but it's like Katakuri fought Luffy, right? He fought Gear. Katakuri was waxing Gear for Luffy. Katakuri was waxing. Snake Man showed up, and even Katakuri was still able to hold his own against Snake Man, right? This is Luffy, you know. Zoro had trouble, but yet he still beat King. You know, like the difficulty of Zoro beating King, I would say, was a lot less than the difficulty of Luffy beating Katakuri. Gear 4 Luffy, might I add. Like this might, and I don't know if I would put Wano Zoro over Whole Cake Island Luffy. Cause you gotta also look at it like Luffy also gained Future Sight during his fight with Katakuri, and it still wasn't easy. Like, yo, Luffy had Future Sight. Like before the fight ended with Katakuri, Luffy learned Future Sight, so he had Future Sight. He had Gear 4. He had Gear 4. Gear 4 Bounce Man. He had Gear 4 Snake Man, and he still didn't just like wax Katakuri. He still had trouble beating Katakuri. Where Zoro, I mean, yeah, Zoro had Enma, yeah. So I mean, Zoro did get stronger. Like Zoro was pretty strong in Wano, but I don't know if I would put Wano Zoro over Whole Cake Island Luffy with Future Sight, Gear 4 Snake Man, and Gear 4 Bounce Man. I don't know if so just kind of saying like, you know, here's how I would probably rate it. I would rate it Katakuri, because even though Katakuri lost, it was still so goddamn questionable because there was so many variables, right? Katakuri, Whole Cake Island Luffy. Here's what I would do. I would put Endo Wano Luffy, Whole Cake Island Katakuri, end of Whole Cake Island Luffy, Zoro, then King. Something like that. But I would still say Katakuri and King are very close, you know, but I would probably give the edge to Katakuri.
He is like very
it's so
like
durable. It's like it's almost like you're not getting damaged. And Marco, I think his issue is actually dishing out damage.
20 is 20 through 16 actually.
Okay.
I got it. So my 20 is Lucky Roo.
Okay, you got Roo. Okay, I'm not mad at it.
I'm
not mad at it.
My 19 is Garp, up from last year. Okay. My 19. Okay, 19. Relax. Okay. 18 is Eustace Captain Kidd.
Wow.
Yes.
That is surprising. Relax. But you do hate Garp, right? So I get it. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't hate Garp. Whoa. Don't slander the name. Whoa. Cheekly. Whoa. Garp is one of the best characters, and I agree with that. I think he's a great character. But in terms of power, he's, again, what did Boulder say?
Oh, stop.
I would probably have Garp low as well, because same reason why I would put Rayleigh or maybe not Whitebeard. Whitebeard's past, but I would put Garp low because I just don't think I think he's a lot weaker. Like, you know, I think he's still strong. I'm not saying he's not strong, but I think a lot of characters probably surpassed him. I think his age probably got to him. So I would have Garp pretty low as well.
it, bro. Yo, why do you disrespect these old characters so much, bro?
This man should be in like one of those like a place for mom. He should be out there like with the.
Yo, where's Sengoku-chan?
17 is Sengoku.
Okay, you have Sengoku over. Oh, okay, wait, we talked about this last year.
And then finally,
I think Sengoku being over Garp. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. I think it's fair. I get why people put Sengoku over Garp because Sengoku is the fleet admiral. He holds a higher position. A lot of times people gonna keep positions, but they were roughly equal, right? So it's tough. It's tough. They, regardless who you got over the other, I think an argument could be made for both. You know, it's tough. We didn't really see enough of them. I could see putting Sengoku's position as giving Sengoku the edge, but we all know that Garp didn't want to ever get promoted past Vice Admiral. So it's not to say he couldn't have been Fleet Admiral. It's just he didn't want to be Fleet Admiral or Admiral in general, right? That to me just comes from ambition. It's kind of like Mihawk. A lot of people will probably put Shanks over Mihawk because Shanks is a Yonko, right? But Mihawk, I believe, could be a Yonko if that was his ambition to be. It's just he's a loner. He likes to be to himself. So I think in situations like this, you can't really put position over. You can't knock the lack of someone's position when it comes to Mihawk and Garp, because these are two characters that they're not that ambitious as far as rising up the ranks or having a title. Well, I mean, even though Mihawk does have a title, but I mean like the Yonko title, right? So I don't think you could knock Garp because he's not an admiral. Like, you can't use him not being an admiral as a argument against him in arguments when it comes to power scaling, because Garp isn't an admiral because he doesn't want to be an admiral. He's not a fleet admiral because he doesn't want to be a fleet admiral, right? So you can't knock him for it, right? Mihawk's not a Yonko because he doesn't want to be a Yonko. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
16, Katakuri.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You got Cat over the old legends?
I got Cat over old legends, yo, because they're old. Keyword right there.
Wow.
Hey, yo. We're talking about Vince Carter in his last year in the NBA.
That's crazy. That's not what they are. That is crazy.
Garp is, he like LeBron James, man. Like Garp and Sengoku, they like LeBron James, but they could still ball out. They could still put up numbers, but y'all notice LeBron James ain't like running the NBA like he used to, right? Like right now, and I think his team is like, they not even in the, they wouldn't even make the playoffs. If the playoffs started tomorrow, they wouldn't even make the playoffs. As great as LeBron still is, he's not doing the stuff he was doing a few years ago where he was going to the conference or the NBA finals every year. He's not doing that anymore. You know what I mean? There's other players and other teams that are, you know, doing what they need to do at the moment, you know. So that's kind of how I see Garp and Rayleigh and Sengoku. They're like LeBron James. Like, they could still ball. They could still ball to a high level. But when they're facing like other top tier individuals, they may fall short a lot of the time, you know.
Jordan after the retirement.
Stop! No! Oh my god.
Category over Garp and Sengoku is different, but I understand it. It's a little category bias. I'm not mad at it. I'm surprised you have Kid that this high, considering how I know you feel about Kid.
Kid has to be relative to somebody else we're going to see, of course, obviously, later on. So I
you
have to
give
Kid.
him a little
Again,
bump.
portrayal does matter. Even though the feats are like galaxies apart.
My 20 is Kid. Right?
There it is.
My 19 is Sengoku.
Okay.
My 18 is Law.
That's way too low.
My 17 is Miho. Really?
That's insane.
Yeah.
Miho.
You have lost your mind.
My 16.
Bro, like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I should have made my own top 30 before I did this, because then I could, like, kind of reference. I just think the old guys are just. I don't think they should be put high, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people love Ray. I love Garp, bro. I love Garp to death, bro. Garp's top 5, one of my favorite characters. But I would never put him. There's a lot of characters I wouldn't put him over. You know, strength. Now, Prime Garp, bro. Prime Garp top 5 probably, bro. Prime Garp probably top 5. Non-prime Garp I would probably put in the top 30s, but he'd be more like in the 20s possibly. Like him, Rayleigh, and Sengoku might be in the top 30s. I don't know if I'd put them anything higher than 20 personally. I don't know. Like I would have to make my own top 30 list, but I just think age matters, bro. I low key do. I think age plays a part to how your overall fighting output is going to be. You know, like Garp's hockey still might be top tier, but I don't know, bro. It's hard, bro. It's hard. We haven't seen these guys either. Man, these top 30s, man, y'all be killing me with them.
Oh,
Are you insane?
No.
Are you? Because he doesn't have anything even comparable to the Puncture Willie, and his bounty is 1.11 something, whereas someone has Law as 3 billion.
That's that.
Remember, same as Luffy.
Law got the Straw Hat bump.
No. And his attempt at trying to get the rubbings because he's in the race for the One Piece, but he fails to get Law. That's very possible.
That's very possible. That is certainly possible.
I would put Law over Zoro. I will put Law over Zoro. To me, Law he's more portrayed as an equal to Luffy. Zoro is portrayed as like lower than Luffy. Not by much. I don't want to say by much, but like in Zoro is usually portrayed as inferior to Luffy. But I think Law and Kid to a degree are portrayed to be Luffy's equals. So because of that, I would probably give Law and probably even Kid as well. I would put them over Zoro, you know. But it again is tough. It's tough. Like I would probably put them over Zoro.
I acknowledge that it is possible. But
the problem is that right now, Law has consecutive feats against Yonko, where all 3 Yonko so far have acknowledged the power of Law. It's like Law is absurd. Whereas when it comes to Zoro, he himself even admitted, I couldn't get Kaido on his knees. And what happens? Wait. And then what happens afterwards? Monkey Jesus with one punch on his knees, on his back.
Hey, like
Katakuri.
What did you call him? What did you call him?
Yeah. So my 15 is Trafalgar Deepwater Law, where he should be, respectable. He is my gatekeeper to the Admiral tier. So I have, after that, 14 is Green Bull, 13 is Fujitora, 12 is Ben Beckman, 11 is Sabo the Flame Emperor.
Okay. I mean, he said Green Bull. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna argue it, you know.
Flame Emperor, baby.
At least Kizaru is not out of the top 10, because that, to me, a lot of people be acting like Kizaru ain't a top 10 player out this mug. Kizaru is a top 10er right now. I'm already calling that right now. I'm calling that. And I was at Chicago like, watch, he has Kizaru like at 12 or something. You know, I'm gonna kind of play it back a little bit just because I kind of want to get another whiff of his top, his 15 to 11.
Admiral tier. So I have after that
Green Bull 14.
14 is Green Bull. 13 is.
I mean, Green Bull did handle both King and Queen, even though King and Queen were like they were hurt and everything. I don't know if I'd put Ben Beckman so high, but I'm not gonna question it. Cause I do believe that Shanks probably has one of the smallest crews out of the original Yonko, but I think Shanks' crew is more like the Straw Hats, where they don't have like a lot of like, you know, like where Kaido, he has like 2 or 3 top like generals or commanders, and that's kind of how Big Mom is. And then you might have some officers as well. Like you might have an officer branch, but I think Shanks' crew is probably evenly balanced, right? Where like all everybody in the crew are like, he doesn't have a big crew like Kaido or Whitebeard or even Big Mom, even though it was stated that Shanks has a fleet. I think Shanks, though, his main crew are pretty much probably all comparable. You know what I mean? Like, kind of like the Straw Hats, where, yeah, there is a Straw Hat hierarchy where it's certain characters, but I would say, you know, like most of the Straw Hats could dabble with some top tiers to a degree, not all of them. Like, I don't see Nami taking out Killer or anything, but they're all pretty strong, right? They all could handle themselves. Where that's kind of how I see Shanks' crew, right? Just they're more even, you know, they're more balanced, right? Where Kaido has a lot of fluff, though. Kaido, Whitebeard, Big Mom, they have a lot of fluff in their crew, right? They have the commanders, which are like their top tiers. Then they might have like some officers, you know, like the Toby Roppo or Oven Daifugu, some of those guys. I think Shanks' crew is more balanced, you know.
It's Fujitora. 12 is Ben Beckman. 11 is Sabo the Flame Emperor. Flame Emperor, baby.
I could go with Sabo touching the you know, being outside of top 10, but right there though, you know, I'm cool with that. You know, because he is like the right hand to Dragon at the moment, you know.
Whoo!
Okay.
My God. Okay.
I think you have category in law a bit high, but I understand the category tax and your explanation for law. Greenland Fujitora, I'm not mad at, just considering this is the Admiral caliber that you've been talking about, and Ben Beckman is somebody we have up there. A couple of Admirals stronger.
Excuses. I think it was excuses.
Yeah, Ben Beckman over Fujitora, or Fujitora and Green Bull. I don't know. I'm not gonna argue it because I never really thought about that, so I'm not gonna argue it. I don't know. You know, like I said, I think Ben Beckman. I could see it possibly being a situation, right? I could see it being a situation.
What? Oh wait, didn't we see?
Wait, Akaido's gonna say that. That's Akaido's personality.
No. Wait. Didn't we just see Lindbergh, Karasu, Morley clean?
Okay, Morley can dig into the ground.
Wait a minute, didn't we just see them save? Didn't they save Kuma too?
I mean, no, listen, they got the job done, but for these admirals,
aren't there 9 kingdoms in open revolt?
Listen.
Listen, I agree. Like, you know, a few good men against an entire military force, saving their boy, getting out clean, not a single cat wounded, but saw with a few beds on his face.
This is not a power scaling thing. Listen, we can go as far. We can go as.
I mean, the Flame Emperor looking
we can
just
go as far. Listen,
right now.
I agree. It was a great feat. The admirals do look pathetic, but this isn't a power scaling thing for them getting away.
Hold on now. But that was before.
I'm saying.
Oda said, actually, wait, King Lightning, you're wrong. He did escape. What, Oda? Oh my God. Oda, wait, are you sure?
You thought he got captured too.
King Lightning, yeah. Hey, Kingu, guess what, yo? I love your content, by the way. Yeah, he escaped, dog. Focus up. Oh,
bro.
shit, Oda.
You even said that you don't think he escaped either.
Fuck. My fault, Oda. I didn't realize that.
Let's move on.
My goodness.
Let's move on. Okay, so 15 to 11, we have Garp, 15.
Okay, high.
I think it's a little 2023 tax. 14, Ben Beckman. 13 we got Greenbow, 12 we got Sabo, and 11 we got Fujitora.
So why are you? Okay, so
we agree
in some ways.
Yeah, it's close
But
enough.
you want to get Fuji that, well, maybe because if Fujitora had, by the way, Fujitora had worse wounds on him after that whole thing than Sabo did. I'm just saying.
How do you know that?
He had a whole headband around him. Sabo had one band on his face. That was it.
Oh my God, bro.
All right, so number 10 is Kizaru Desu, the strongest of the current animals, I'd argue. Number 9 is Kuzan. We give him that tax because Kuzan, just stud. Love Kuzan. Number 8 is.
I would argue that Kizaru is stronger than Aokiji at least. 8 Dracula Mihawk. Oh my god. This is when I start cringing, man.
Dracula Mihawk. Number 7 is Monkey D. Luffy.
Luffy
And number
over
6
Mihawk.
is Dragon.
Oh my god.
Speed Dragon.
Oh my god.
That's my 10 through 6.
I'm not mad at it. Taken out by another top tier because she's so gullible. She's gotten hit by pretty much every Straw Hat at this point. And I think in a fight against other top tiers, she's the one that I'm most worried about. And again, I think we're at a point where those Yonkos started to get passed up, and Big Mom is kind of the first one. And also in that tier,
Big Mom or Kaido?
Big Mom. I think Kaido's stronger than Big Mom. What?
Okay, I'm assuming that did last year. I'm assuming that didn't do last year. Someone said. Number 5 is Akainu. Number 4 is Blackbeard, but they're interchangeable. I'm gonna add that part. They're interchangeable in my book right now because Blackbeard right now is too skittish.
Okay,
Weird.
that's interesting for you to say that.
I know. 3 is Kaido. 2 Big Mom. 1 is Shanks.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm gonna put a star on Shanks too. FYI. Have to be kind of sort of only an Elbath. Like she has to find out that she ate literally Mother Caramel. Things that was nature.
I was about to
and then
puke on that
come
list,
back
bro.
stronger, and then that's going to be Luffy's true Yonko test
Dude
to
got
see if he's actually in
Big
like
Mom
the
over
old
Kaido.
guard of Yonko. So I mean,
And
like,
of course
hey,
Shanks is gonna
I
be
beat
number
Big
one.
Mom
That's
when she
not
was stronger
no
than
shocker.
Kaido at the end of.
That's no shocker. Shanks being number 1. Oh my goodness. I'm more shocked when people don't put Shanks at number 1. That's like, come on, bro. Like, y'all love Shanks, bro. Just the Shank Wank be real. Shanks Wank be real.
Elbath, and then now I'm in the true old guard. Like I'm in that power scheme. Like now you compare me to like prime Whitebeard. Like saddle up, get ready.
I'm not mad at that logic. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah.
I understand
We're
it.
gonna get BDA's.
5 is Blackbeard, 4 is Mihawk, 3 is Akainu, 2 is Kaido, 1 is Shanks.
Okay, Mihawk over Blackbeard obviously be the thing, but
Well, okay.
Yeah, BDA lost. I would say BDA's list is better than King of Lightning's list. Like King of Lightning's top 10 was trash. I'm sorry, it was trash. Oh my goodness, it was trash. Let's continue.
Okay, there's some people that think Mihawk is stronger than Shanks because he's a swordsman, so they have Mihawk at 1. But
we all know now. It's like the idea of sword skill.
I wouldn't put Shanks or Mihawk at number 1. I wouldn't put neither of them at number 1 personally. I'd probably put Shanks at 2, Mihawk at 3, maybe Kaido at 1 still. That's personally what I would put. Like I'll probably put my top 5, right? My top 5 would be something along the line of, or my top 10, right? And I'm not going to give a exact order because I didn't really, I would have to really think about this. But my top 10 would be something along the line as Eam, Kaido, or Blackbeard, right? Because I think in the series, Blackbeard, I would say now I probably wouldn't put Blackbeard over Kaido, but if we talking in the series, Blackbeard, I'll probably put him over Kaido. I think he could potentially be one of the strongest characters. Same with Eam. But I would definitely say out of all the Yonko and the characters that we know what they do, I would probably put Kaido at the top of that, with Blackbeard and Eam as an asterisk. Then I would probably put Shanks after Kaido. And if we're talking current, I would probably put Blackbeard at like 4 after Big Mom. I'll put Big Mom at 3, Blackbeard at 4. Maybe Mihawk. Mihawk would probably be either right after Shanks or maybe right after Blackbeard or before Blackbeard, one or the other. So Mihawk would be somewhere in the top 5. I don't know where I would put him just yet. He could be as high as number like right after Shanks. He could be as low as under Big Mom or Blackbeard, in my opinion. I would probably put Akainu after Mihawk. Kizaru would probably go somewhere with Akainu, maybe. You know, like maybe 6 or 7. I would probably put Kizaru, then Aokiji, and yeah, I would really have to think about it, but it would look something along like that. I might have to change around some people, you know, but yeah.
Was very apparent that Oda clearly wrote in the.
And the reason why I put Eam at number 1, and I didn't really say, I think if Eam is strong and Eam is a fighter, I think Eam probably is going to be the strongest in the verse. I think it could go one or two ways with me, Eam. I think it could either be Eam is a fighter and a strong character, and if that's the case, I would probably say Eam is going to be the strongest character in the verse, or Eam isn't strong at all, and Eam's just strictly just like Eam is just a diplomat or something, like a government official, the king of the world, right? But Eam's not a fighter, so it could go either way. But if Eam is strong, I would probably put Eam at the top, at the very top.
And it was specified.
Yes, in both Japanese and in English. Everything. Everyone kind of double checked it.
It was cross checked several times to make sure that that's what's said. That is indeed
it is sword skill.
What was said. Yeah.
And clearly, sword skill is just one part of a person's power, obviously. So hey,
yes,
that's why Shanks.
Yes, I agree.
Bro, the hula hoops they jumped through it with Shanks having to be the strongest, bro. It's astonishing. It's astonishing. Now, in this whole video, I was wrong. It wasn't solely a Shanks versus Mihawk video. It was a little bit at the end, but it really wasn't. But it's astonishing how much like we hardly got of anything of Shanks other than that whole Endo Wano thing, which was very impressive. I'm glad we got something finally. Now, yeah, Shanks is looking pretty impressive, right? But we don't really have anything to show to prove this idea that Shanks is like way beyond Mihawk. You know, like they keep saying, well, Shanks probably has other stuff. Mihawk probably have other stuff. We don't know. You know, yes, Mihawk is a superior swordsman, but we don't know how strong Mihawk's haki is. Like, come on, y'all. They're just assuming that Shanks' haki is just vastly superior to Mihawk. You know what I'm saying? And it might be. Shanks probably is but Mihawk doesn't have a devil fruit either, so I would think that Mihawk would have some. As far as we know, Mihawk doesn't have a devil fruit. So I would think that Mihawk's haki is probably pretty high level as well. You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, he could probably compete with Shanks on the haki tip as well. So this argument that Shanks has something that Mihawk doesn't have, which means Mihawk should be, or Shanks should be the superior fighter. No, bro. I mean, it's like you have to make something the truth in order to push this narrative. And it could be the case. It could be the case. I'm not saying it's not the case, but I'm just saying that, you know, we don't know. But yeah, so I thought this was going to be a centered, I thought this video was going to be more centered around Mihawk and Shanks, but it turned out to be more of a top 30, like both of them giving their top 30s. I might have to do a stream where I get my top 30s. Y'all let me know if y'all want to see that, you know, if y'all want to see a top 30 type stream, and I'll probably get a few other content creators, One Piece content creators, and we might have to do something, you know, because I've seen a few streams like that, so I might have to dabble into it. I know, you know, it's, a lot of people did that for the 2022 thing, but I might have to do that. You know, the reason why I don't want to, because it's hard. It's such a hard thing in this series because there's a lot of characters we haven't seen enough of. So a lot of it is just me having to jump through hula hoops to make it make sense. Like every time I see these streams, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing people have to go jump through all these hula hoops in order to validate their reason, which I get. I'm not knocking that. So, you know, it's all fun. So I'm not knocking this idea, but it's all I'm saying is it's hard. It's tough to really come up with a solid list. And regardless what people put in their list, someone's always going to disagree with. You know what I'm saying? So when I say King of Lightning's list was trash, I'm just talking about my opinion. I don't literally mean that. Like, it's his list, right? It's his list. He thought about it. You know, he really thought about it, and it's fine. You know, my list, somebody's going to think my list is trash if I make a list like this. So, you know, it is what it is. You know, somebody's going to sit here and say, "Oh, that's a trash list." So I'm not going to knock it. But yeah, y'all, that is pretty much what I got for the video. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Also subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Also comment down below your thoughts on the top 30. What is your top 30? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What did they get right? What did they get wrong? Let me know your opinions. I know y'all probably going to disagree with some stuff they said. I get it. There's no list that everybody's going to agree with. So y'all got to also take that into account. Because a lot of y'all get super disrespectful, act like y'all could come up with a better list. And I'm sure if y'all come up with a list that y'all deem better, somebody's going to call y'all list trash and all that stuff as well. So it's part of what it is. You know, I don't want to knock their list because it's their list. It's cool. It's fine. It's all in fun. You know, of course, I'm going to think my list is better than King of Lightning's list, but somebody else is going to call my list trash. King of Lightning probably will call my list trash as well. Same with BDA. So it is what it is. You know, it's expected. It's expected. But yeah. Also, follow me on Twitch so you can engage with me in real time. If you want to connect with me directly, then follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And follow me on Discord. That's usually where I engage the most. So that's probably going to be the easiest and best place to engage with me. If you want to send me content, send it to the Discord. I have a channel for content for you guys to submit. If you want to be part of a future discussion stream, make sure you're part of the Discord. All of these will be in the description box below, as well as the video we just watched. So y'all make sure y'all go show King of Lightning and BDA some love. Anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I'm out of here. Peace.